What's up, guys? Welcome back to All Wings Everything. I am your cook, Spinelli. I am the self-proclaimed wing king, and yes, the prince and ruler of all lemon pepper wings. So we already know what we gotta do. We gotta respect the lemon pepper, okay? We got to respect the lemon pepper. So click that link above, man. I'm gonna show you guys how to make the best lemon pepper wings on the planet. Now, in today's video, I got another special and delicious recipe for you guys. I'm gonna show you how to make Ikea Swedish meatballs. Now, if you ever been into an Ikea store, they have this cafeteria, and guys, they serve some of the best Swedish meatballs. I'm telling you, if you got an Ikea in your city or your home state, go check it out. Some of you guys may not be aware, but if you visit Ikea like I do, I know they got them Swedish meatballs in there. I go just to get some of them Swedish meatballs. So I'm gonna show you how to make these things in the comfort of your own home. So I hope you're in your kitchen. I'm already in mine, so let's go. All right, guys, so here are the ingredients we're going to use for today's recipe. Now, don't let it scare you guys. I know it looks like a lot, but do not let it scare you. So I'm gonna tell you what we got, because it's really gonna go quickly. All right, so what we have here, we have some ground pork, we have some ground beef, some 80-20, you want the 80-20. Right here we have a couple of shallots, some Dijon mustard, we got some allspice here. We're gonna use 2 eggs, some nutmeg, black pepper, some garlic, minced garlic, some heavy whipping cream, soy sauce, kosher salt, panko bread, some milk, beef broth, and we're gonna use some egg. You can't see that, but we're gonna use some egg noodles. Now, guys, again, this is gonna go real quick. Most of the ingredients is gonna go into our preparation of the meatballs, so don't let it scare you off. Stick with me, you're gonna love it. All right, let's get started. All right, so I've already measured out our ingredients, and so let me tell you what we have. I have right here 2 eggs, 4 cups of beef broth. I have a pound of ground beef and half a pound of ground pork. I have 1/4 teaspoon of allspice, 3/4 cups of breadcrumbs, a 1/2 cup of heavy whipping cream, a teaspoon of Dijon mustard, 1 tablespoon of minced garlic, 1/4 cup of butter, and I have 1/4 teaspoon of nutmeg. I have 1/4 cup of white flour. I have 1/3 cup of milk. I have 1/2 cup of minced shallots, 1 teaspoon of salt, 1 teaspoon of pepper, and I have 2 teaspoons of soy sauce. So these are the ingredients we're going to use. I know it seems like a lot, guys, but it's gonna go very quickly. All right, so let's move on. All right, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to start preparing our meatballs and get those bad babies seasoned up. So what I have here, like I said, I have my ground beef here, and I have my ground pork there. So the first thing I'm going to add is I'm going to add my breadcrumbs, our whole milk, the minced garlic, our shallots, our salt, our nutmeg, allspice, our pepper, and lastly, what we're gonna do is we're gonna add our eggs. All right, and you wanna get at a good mix and combine it really well. All right, this is what we have, and let's move on. All right, guys, so what we're gonna do now is we're gonna start forming our meatballs. So you can make it as big or as small as you want. Maybe something like that. That's a little bit too big there. And I'm just gonna sit them over here on this baking sheet. All right, guys, so now we've rolled our meatballs. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm going to stick it in the refrigerator for about 2 hours, and that's just gonna help it get firm. So once you drop it into the pan, it doesn't fall apart. So We're gonna stick them in there for about 2 hours and then we'll be right back. All right guys, so now our 2 hours is up. I've pulled our meatballs out of the fridge. Take a look at them. So what we're gonna do now is we're going to heat up our pan. I'm gonna use a tablespoon of olive oil and I'm going to use a tablespoon of butter. We're gonna heat that up, let it come up to temperature, and then we're gonna start dropping our meatballs in there, all right? All right, so now it's up to temperature, so we're just gonna start dropping our meatballs in here like this. And we're gonna cook them about 1 to 2 minutes per side. So this is our first batch. All right guys, so we're gonna start turning these bad babies over now. And we're gonna let them cook for another 1 to 2 minutes on this side, and then we're gonna flip them over again. Like I said, what we're looking to do is brown all sides. All right guys, it looks like we're there. Take a look at that. This is what we want. This is the color we want. So what we're gonna start doing, I'm gonna start removing these bad babies, putting them into a bowl, and we're just gonna reserve them. Also, we gotta finish up our second batch too. So after I pull these out, I'm gonna go ahead and drop that second batch down in here. After that, we're gonna go ahead and add that in there, let those bad babies start cooking. After the first 1 to 2 minutes, we're gonna start moving them bad babies around, okay? All right, be right back. All right guys, so now that these look like they're done, so what I'm gonna do is I'm going to take the ones that we have reserved, I'm gonna add them back to our pan. And since we browned them on all sides, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna turn this off. I've preheated my oven to 350 degrees, and I'm gonna let these cook in that bad baby. I'm gonna sit them in the oven, and I'm gonna let them cook, finish cooking through for about 15 minutes. And while we're doing that, we're gonna start preparing the sauce, okay? I'll see you in a bit. All right guys, so this has been in the oven on 350 for about 20 minutes. So this is what we have. Take a look at that. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm going to remove these. I'm gonna go ahead and put them into this, into a bowl. Now I did say I was gonna make the gravy while these were in the oven, but what I don't wanna do that, because what I decided to do is I wanna use this same pan that the meatballs are in, because I don't want this good juice and gravy from the meatballs to just go to waste. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna use this same pan to make our gravy. All right, so this is what we have. I'm gonna sit this aside and we're gonna start preparing our gravy. So the first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna bring our pan up to temperature. As you can see, look at these droplets in here. We wanna keep those droplets, guys. We wanna keep those droplets. And what we're gonna do is we're going to add our butter and go ahead and get this bad baby melted. All right, so now that our butter is melted, almost melted, we're gonna start adding our flour. And what we're gonna do with this is we're gonna stir it. I hope this doesn't hurt your ears, guys, but I have to stir it for about 1 to 2 minutes, maybe less, on medium heat. You wanna make sure you get the lumps out of it while you're stirring it like this. Just press down on it. All right, guys, so this is what we want. So the next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna start adding our beef broth. And I'm gonna start off with 2 cups. And if I need more, then we'll add more. But I'm gonna start off with about 2 cups of the beef broth. Also, I'm gonna add half a cup of heavy whipping cream. Of course, our black pepper, our kosher salt. We'll do our soy sauce and our Dijon mustard. And let's go ahead and get at a good whip. All right, so what we're gonna do now is we're gonna add our meatballs back into our sauce like this. I'm just gonna drop them, put them back in here like that. Man, look at that. Oh, baby. That. And I'm gonna turn this down and I'm gonna let this simmer for about 10 minutes until the sauce thickens, and I'll be right back. All right, guys, so we're at our 10 minutes. I'm gonna turn that off, and look what we got here, guys. Look at this. Man, this looks good. Looks good. God, I tell you, it looks good. Let's look at one of these bad babies. Oh man, I dropped it. Look at one of these bad babies right here. Okay, so guys, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and get these bad babies plated up and into a plate, and I'm gonna come back and show you what the final product looks like. But before I go, let me show you what I did. I did let it cook down, that way you can see, you know, how thick the gravy is. That's some, oh man, look how thick that gravy is. You know what? Real quick, let's taste this gravy. Let's see if it's what we want it to be. Let's see what it tastes like. Guys, oh man, this cream gravy is bomb. All right, I'll be right back. And there you have it, guys. Ikea Swedish Meatballs. Guys, you have to tell me what you think about this recipe. This looks delicious. Of course, I put it over some of those egg noodles. You could do any type of pasta you want, but I think it'll go good with some egg noodles. Guys, if you've ever been to Ikea, you know, they have these Swedish meatballs that they serve you guys. Now, I'm bringing it to you where you can make it in the comfort of your own home. The Ikea style Swedish meatballs. Now, all the ingredients and the measurements are in the video description below in case you're wondering. And also, if you need some of them items, they will definitely be linked in the video description below where you can get them off Amazon. If you see that applaud button on your desktop under my video, click that applaud button and show Spinelli how much you like this video. Now, if you need some of that All Wings Everything merch, you can check right under the video. It's there, guys. Now, before I go, I'm definitely gonna try this out because I need you guys to see that this is no joke right here. This is no joke. All right, so what we're gonna do is let's get some of this, I didn't wanna grab one, I wanna get some of this, look at that, some of that egg noodle. Let's taste this. It's good. And let's take one of these meatballs, and I'm gonna bite into it. Take a look at that. This is what you want. God, this is good. Get some more of these egg noodles. Guys, you want to try this. Great meal, delicious. So next time you're in your Ikea, you can tell them that Spinelli makes Ikea Swedish meatballs better than Ikea. All right, until then, I'm your cook, Spinelli. You in my kitchen, and I am out. Peace.